Good morning, everyone. This week we're going to work a little more on division. The first strategy I'm going to show you guys, one we haven't worked on yet, is repeated subtraction. So check it out. Maybe you like this strategy and you want to try it out. So let's say we have 10 divided by 2. With repeated subtraction, what we do is we start at our number, so 10, and we're going to subtract what we're dividing by. And we're going to see how long or how many attempts it takes us to get to 0 or as close as we can to it. And that's going to tell us how many groups it's been broken up into. So 10 plus 8 subtract 2 is going to give us 6. Can we take away 2 more from 6? Sure we can. 6 subtract 2, and what is that going to give us? That's going to give us 4. Can we take away 2 from 4? Yeah, we can. So 4 subtract 2 equals 2. Can we take 2 away from 2? Yep. 2 subtract 2 equals 0. So, can we subtract 2 from 0? No, it can't get smaller. 0 can't get smaller. So, now we can look and see how many times did we take away 2. So, we subtracted 2 here. We subtracted 2 here. We subtracted 2 right here. We subtracted 2 here, and right here. So, through the process of a repeated subtraction, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. And this works too for some of our grade 4 students and grade 3 students that are trying some grade 4 workout. In questions where there's going to be a remainder, we know 2 is an even number, 9 is not, so it's not going to fit in perfectly, 9 divided by 2. So there will be a remainder, so watch how this works. So 9, if we're using the same strategy, 9 subtract 2 is going to give us 7. Then we're going to subtract another 2, because 2 can subtract into 7. 7 subtract 2 equals 5. Then another 2 we're going to subtract, because we can do that. 5 can subtract 2, and that's going to give us 3. Can we take away 2 from 3? Yep. So 3 subtract 2 equals 1. Now can we subtract 1 subtract 2? No, because 2 is bigger than 1, so we have to stay at 1. So we would have a remainder, whatever our answer is, we're going to have a remainder of 1. How many times did we take away 2? We took away 2 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and a remainder of 1. So we have 9 divided by 2 equals, there's 4 different times, 4 different groups. 9 divided by 2 equals 4 with a remainder of 1. Another strategy, which is the strategy we worked on last week, is equal sharing. So let's say we have 10 divided by 2 again. Last week we did a question where we had 2 people sharing 10 presents in this scenario. You could still do the same kind of strategy. You had your 10 boxes you had divided amongst 2 people. So you have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. They each have 5. He has 5, she has 5. 10 divided by 2 equals 5 each. If they're splitting up 10 presents among 2 people, they would each get 5. Another way that might be easier is that you can make your 10 ticks to represent the 10 we're starting with. So we have 10 tick marks, 10 lines, and we need to break them up evenly into 2 groups. So I need to make 2 circles, so you can do a guess and check. So I can say, maybe go here, 3, and oh, that's not going to be, if I circle this, that's going to be too many, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to try my 10 tick marks again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe this and this. So we have 3, 4, 5. Oh, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are they both the same? Yeah, that works. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. But a more effective strategy that will work every time for you is 10 divided by 2 equals, so let's make our 10 tick marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're breaking it up, we're dividing it by 2. So if we do it like this, I'm going to circle groups of 2, 2, another 2, another 2, and there's no remainder. So how many times did I circle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So each person would get 5. Now I've circled groups of 2. That doesn't mean each person gets 2. There's not 5 people to give it out to. This just is a strategy to help us solve. Really, it would look like this. If we're breaking it up into 2 groups, 10, so it would more look like this. 10 divided by 2 equals a group of 5 and a group of 5. 5 and 5. But this strategy helps us solve it very effectively and quickly. Let's say we're doing our other question, 9 divided by 2. So let's get this out of the page here so it doesn't look too confusing. But then we can make our 9 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 9, just double checking. Dividing it by 2, so I'll just circle groups of 2. 2, 2, 2. Can I circle a group of 2? There's only 1 left, so there's a remainder of 1. And how many circles did we tick? 1, 2, 3, 4. So really, 9 divided by 2 is each person is going to get 4. And there will be 1 remainder that didn't get ticked. Let's just do one more for an example. I'll do it with a remainder, but still grade 3, you guys can kind of watch here. So let's say I have 12 divided by, actually let's do a different number, 17. 17 divided by 5. 17 divided by 5, so I'm going to do 17 ticks. So I have my 17 tick marks. Each group of 5, I'm going to circle groups of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a circle. Again, because 17 divided by into groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have 1, 2. Okay, is there 5 there? No, there's 2 remaining. So I'm just going to have a remainder of 2 with my answer. And it was broken up into 3 different groups. So now if I wanted to figure out how many each person gets, well, they get 3. So I'm just drawing it a different way so you can see. So if there's 5 people, they would each get 3, and there's a remainder of 2. You don't need to draw this, but this just kind of explains how that actually works. Because they're not each getting 5, kind of like in our last videos, they're actually getting 3. This is your most effective and efficient strategy if you are drawing. You can also use equal sharing with manipulative, so maybe you have some coins, some pencils. I know Noah said he's been using a great strategy with buttons. So what you do is you get your 10 manipulatives. I have 10 coins here. Make sure you have 10. And you're going to see how many do we need to have if we're going to break it up into 2 groups. So I have 4 here, and I have 6 here, so that doesn't work. 4 and 6, that's not equal. Oh, now I have 5 and 5, so 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Or we can kind of do like our other strategy that's a little more faster and efficient. 10 divided by 2, split them up into groups of 2. 10 divided by 2, oh, there's 5. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, which really means if we're making 2 groups, we can just put 5 in each group. And that's divided nice and evenly and shared. The last strategy I'm going to show you guys is relating it to multiplication. I know it's very similar when we were working on addition and subtraction and doing inverse operations. With division, the inverse operation is multiplication. So let's look at it this way. 10 divided by 2. Well, what's the inverse of 10 divided by 2? It's multiplication. So 2, write it as 2 times something equals 10. Well, 2 times what equals 10 as the inverse operation? 10, or 2 times 4, does that equal 10? No. 2 times, if I know 2 times 5 equals 10, that means 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Let's do a question here. Let's say 16 divided by 2. Well, I don't know what, maybe I don't know what 16 divided by 2 is, but I know the inverse of 2 times something equals 16. I know 2 times 8 equals 16, so that must mean 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Let's say we have 24 divided by 4. Well, maybe I don't know what that is, but maybe if I think 4 times something gives me 24, and I know, hey, 6 times 4, does that give me 24? Or 6 times 4 or 4 times 6? Yeah, it does. I remember that. Well, then I know 24 divided by 4 equals 6. So relating to multiplication, doing the inverse operation of division being multiplication, that's a great mental math strategy to help you out solve problems really quick. If you know your division, or if you know your multiplication very well, that's something that can really help you out. Just a couple of quick rules that I want to remind you guys that we talked about last time, and a couple new ones. Remember when we're dividing, I misspelled dividing, that's okay. Dividing by 0, if there's a 0 in it, we know automatically that the answer will be 0. And you can refer back to the last video if you're not sure on how we did that. Because yeah, 14, break it into 0 groups, well that doesn't work. Or if you have 0 objects and you break it into 5 groups, well you can't do that, that's 0. Next thing, if you ever see anything being divided by 1, you know the answer is always going to be the same as the initial number. So 6 divided by 1, if I have 6 tick marks here and we're dividing it into one group, we want one group of 6, that's going to be 6. Now, if we want 12 divided by 1, 12 divided by 1, 12 in one group is 12. 6,262 divided by 1, that's a big number. That's pretty hard for division. Not really. If you're going to put this into one group, it's still going to be 6,262. So anything divided by 1 is the same number, really. So 54 divided by 1 is going to be 54. Equals 54. Make sense? And one last rule. And the last quick thing you can do, a quick rule that you can remember that when you're doing any question and you see divide by 2, you can use. So divide by 2 really means split in half, right? So if it's 8 divided by 2, if we split it in half, we know what the answer is. So half, if you know what half of 8 is, it's 4. That's what it's going to be. What's half of 2? Or sorry, what's half of 4? 4 divided by 2. Well, I know that's 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 20 divided by 2. What's half of 20? If I have 20 cents, what's half of it? 10 cents. So dividing by 2, you just know it's half of the number. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And I fibbed one more rule. Dividing by the same number. So 6 divided by 6. So if we have 6 ticks and we're giving it to 6 different people, everyone's going to get 1. That's always going to be the case. So 6 divided by 6. 6 candy bars divided by 6 people, each person's going to get 1. If there's 9 divided by 9, 9 people, 9 candy bars, each person's going to get 1. 33 divided by 33, you're still going to get 1. 752 divided by 752 is going to be 1. It always is going to be. That's just a rule in division. So your homework for this week, or your work for this week I should say rather, is these questions. So grade 3, stick to these questions. Grade 4, these are your questions. Grade 4s and 3s, if you want to do each other's questions, you're more than welcome to. Grade 3s, make sure you focus on yours first. And then if you want to try some of these ones out, don't forget grade 4s, there's going to be a couple questions with remainders. Try and remember your rules if you see a 0 in it or a 1 in it, or maybe they have the same number that you're dividing into. What is a quick trick you can do to remember what the answer would probably be. Remember, this isn't due today. You have till the end of the week. And again, if you need some extra time for whatever reason, I understand. Just let me know and we can accommodate with that. So have a great week of math. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a chat or an email, and I'd be happy to help you guys out. Have a great week.